Hey, it's me again. Just been recently saving a lot of money and just saved another £400 so far. Just add to my savings. I've probably got about maybe 2000. I don't want to say too much because it's never always a good idea on these social networking video sites, you know. But I've not been recently spending a lot because of recession, council taxes, and all sorts. And then this bedroom tax that's going to be. I don't know what you guys make of the benefit cuts and all that, and where they're going to be affected around ULL and this stupid bedroom tax the government put in. Let alone, David Cameron, he's going abroad in India trying to impress people and putting on a bit of a show to take part in their memorial service to remember the victims of whatever that incident or thing that was over in India and so forth. But dressed like up on a turban, like a bit of a turban and robe or whatever it is he's wearing. I saw a picture from the Metro Pen. No offense, but no offense to that, but it does make him look in some ways a little bit ridiculous, let alone a prat. Yeah. Other than that, I think it's kind of like at the same time that I suppose it could be kind of like a distraction to really from what is really going on over here. Oops, sorry, threw myself off balance. Yeah. Anyway, let alone talk about politics, I would like to talk about life. My life in general. No, what's just going on out there, what's generally going on in my life, and other things I've been up to. I know I said I don't know whether I mentioned my last vid. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I went off the weekend to the market and I went around. Oh yeah, I probably did. Okay, let's not go on about that then. Yeah, I'm just thinking about things, about loads of things, maybe loads of worries that have been going on my mind, maybe about where my life is heading, maybe about, I don't know, maybe certain issues I need to deal with, and how I can change all my habits and stuff, how I can make myself a more better person. I never said I was perfect. I know I mentioned a lot about my autism in that Asperger video, which has got about 100-something views now, amazingly. Probably as well as one of my other ones. But I think that was that Beatles video, wasn't it? Yeah. Oh boy, there are still things I'm not happy or proud of that bother me constantly sometimes. Bugging or eating away at me even, I'm not trying to say that I ignore them, of course not. I can't ignore them, I'm always going to be there. It's just learning to deal with those problems of mine and just learning to, sort them out the best way I can. From whatever advice from people I get, I'm trying to get out and about and be more connected with people and I don't know. Just I know I don't do many personal blogs. I noticed this. Sometimes I do, and then sometimes I don't. It just depends on the theme. But I feel like maybe now's a good time, maybe before I go off to my music therapy, and I'm just being very philosophical and reflective on life. Maybe thinking about previous girlfriends who I wish I probably treated a lot better. Maybe I didn't, or maybe because maybe I didn't understand them fully, because I wasn't in their shoes and stuff, and as in their point of view. I was in their sort of like POV shoes, as it were. You know, hard to imagine I was with my first girlfriend for like 2 years. 2 years. Lot to think about, really. With her, I went on a lot of places like the Isle of Wight. We were there in her parents' cabin for 2 weeks. And lovely fun at the beach, wonderful sunsets, places around the Isle of Wight to visit. So, and I remember walking near the edge of the cliff and how, good grief, how far off it was, because there were like so many splits near the edge of the cliff where parts of it were just crashing into the sea, into the, you know, basically the cliffs were eroding, and you know, it was pretty frightening because I stood on one piece of ground where I knew where the split was, and I didn't want to go any further. I didn't want to go on it because I was afraid, oh, if I went on there, my weight would just tip, and then, oh, that'll be bye-bye me. Yeah. Hard to imagine how much of our British coast is reshaping itself as bits of it fall off. I mean, how long, come to think of it, before it reaches London? Not even worth thinking about, is it? The near future, by 2050 or something like that. Who knows what? Who knows what more? It's not instantaneous. It's just, you know, it's just that the sea keeps battering the coastline and rubbing all the shingle off. That helps to support surrounding areas of cliffs, and unfortunately, you know, yeah, it is. I have to admit, very problematic when the British Isles gets battered by loads of storms in and out going around the UK. Yeah, I can't imagine what that's like. It's really annoying, but that's life, you know. Yeah. Oh dear. You know what? I don't think I see members of my family enough. You know, I know some of them over in Canada, and I don't get to see them a lot over in Canada. And, you know, there's so many other places around this planet I want to explore. I know I've been to places like Scotland, Edinburgh, and Liverpool, and Exeter, Cornwall, Spain, Germany, because I went to Germany when I was a kid, as well as Brazil. I've never been to Asia, though. I've never been to America. How cool would that be to go to America and explore the Deep South, or the West Coast, or Canada even, which I mentioned, and you know, how cool would it to kind of like explore those places and learn about the history and culture where people came from and grew up in. You know, it's, you know, I want to expand my mind, I want to broaden my horizons, I want to spread my wings and fly away, as it were. That'd be good. That'd be good. Still areas in London I haven't explored yet. Hell, there's probably places in Leasden. I mean, I know sometimes I go down to Brent Reservoir. I know where that is. I don't think I explore that a lot, do I? Well, I've explored every inch of it, but I don't go down there enough. Maybe just not enough, even. You know, because there's like a little sort of like sailing club, and you've got like all these boats with sails that go up and down the reservoir. It's very beautiful. It's just as close to the countryside as it gets, to be honest. The times when I go there and I look across the water, and it just makes me feel like, you know, I'm a part of nature, and that I'm not stuck in the digital world. It can be a bit mechanical, a bit stiff, and you just want to feel like that, you know, that you're made of flesh and blood, basically, that you're breathing oxygen, that you're not being with the program, that you're wild and free as you were meant to be, I suppose. You know, it's a funny thing as human beings, you know, being even creatures of habit and things we get into, and then we wonder how we let it almost take us over, subconsciously even, and we wonder why we wasted so much of our life on that, and then forget the things that we may have overlooked that all were under our very noses. You know, like, oh, we took things for face value or for granted even, and then maybe we didn't realise it until too late. Until too late, that we didn't know what we had got until it's gone. You know. Yeah, it's the old thing director John Hughes said. It was trying to convey, especially in this film about Ferris Bueller, about what Ferris Bueller was going on about, that we don't learn to stop once in a while. We might just miss something, you know. We might just miss something. And you know, I suppose one tends to think about what could and might have been had we gone left, had we gone right instead of left, or left instead of right, or just plain forward. You know, we come to that fork in the road, or multiple fork in the road. Are we going to go left, right, or centre, or that way or this way? Northwest, northeast. I don't know. I must have hit that crossroad many times before. Which way am I gonna go? And will things take me? I've seen the downfall of many sporting heroes, personalities, and celebrities. It just makes me question, do I seriously, honestly, truly, really want to be rich, famous, and well known? Or would I like to have a private life and just be known just for being a musician for serious work and keep the rest of my life private? I mean, John Deacon from Queen's done that. He's hardly around. I mean, after, you know, Queen did their final album and their tribute concert to Freddie Mercury, John Deacon just said, well, that's it for me, I'm done, and he split and left, and he's just disappeared, because he didn't have that many interviews, as I've noticed, and I think he wants to spend more time with friends and family, have a private life, stay out of the limelight, and that's what's happened. You know, that's the thing, whenever you're an artist or part of a group, and you build up such a huge fan base and repertoire, and you create a lot of sensationalism, and you end up and so much, basically. You hit the big time, and before you know it, your private life's gone. It's almost like eroded. And that's just harrowing, because you can't go anywhere. Look what happened to the Beatles. They couldn't go anywhere without having the paparazzi or some mad, crazy Beatle die-hard fans following them at every move. Probably still happens, or let alone groupies. I mean, no, it's not even worth thinking about, is it? No, it isn't. There's lots to think about, and especially with being a musician yourself. You know, I play the drums, of course, and you you've seen a lot of my drumming videos, as I try to use YouTube to kind of help, you know, promote and kind of like advertise myself to many new groups starting up there, or artists looking to put a backing band together to help support them. You know, I prefer groups myself, but the recent group I tried, and I haven't heard back from them or anything, just absolutely nothing. Unbelievable, huh? Not that I've got anything against them. I wish them well and all the best success. If they're watching this video, if they do, I suppose, I'll say, hey, remember me? Just wanted to let you know, hey, I'm still up for hire. If you haven't found a drummer yet, I'm committing myself 100%. I'll just basically do anything, even for peanuts, if I have to. I'll do weekends, I'll do 7 days a week, I'll do double shifts. Whatever, I mean, seriously. Come to think of it, when I used to work in the bread factory, I did only 1 time double shift. I could have done 2 or 3 if I wanted to. But I never did. No, I never really did. Never did, really. Nah, who would want to anyway? Probably a bit overrated. Well, not overrated, hell, it means loads more money. And when you achieve fame and power and hunger for success and with a lot of money, it almost becomes like a drug, and almost like envelopes you, just swallows you whole, and you become immersed in it. It's very addictive when you come out of it. You come back to reality for a crash bump, and then you realise where it's all going wrong. And then, before you know, you end up being a prisoner of your own fame. It's not very nice. It's a lot to think about. A lot to think about it, indeed. God, I feel like I'm stuck in a rut at the moment. I'm so frustrated because I'm trying to get things moving with my life. You know, all this week I've been going to the job centre, and it's been frustrating really, because there's a retail course I want to go on, and that's related with Remploy, and we tried to find the disability employment advice, and it was just here, then, everywhere. No one could hear, no one could find him. We almost didn't find him until someone in the building found him. I don't think the job centre really care. They, to be honest, we're all just lumbers to them, really. It's like there's so many things I want to say to them, but I'm worried about getting myself in trouble. Almost like I'm living my life in fear, and that's like horrible. Fear of being hunted or persecuted, fear of people being judgmental on me, fear of commitment, well, not of commitment, no, just fear of unpredictability, not knowing how unpredictable life's going to be like towards me, or whether it's going to be harsh, and cruel, counterproductive. You know, all those sort of thoughts run through your mind. I mean, hell, last night I was in my bed and I had too much ice cream. I know I should eat ice cream last thing at night. Probably piled on a few calories around here, but I'll go on my healthy walks and burn that off. But the point of the matter is that, you know, I had a strange noise in my room last night. I thought some dark shadows moving about, and, you know, it was scary. It really was. I don't know if I was still awake, but I'm in someone else's dream. I don't know, someone's sick, twisted minded dream. And I'm just a puppet on a pawn in it. I know with having autism, multiple autism, that being Asperger's has made that sometimes not always good to express what's going on in my mind or my feelings. I had trouble a lot of that as a child. Like I couldn't get out. I tried, and I always wanted my mum all the time. I always kept saying, oh, mummy, mummy, mummy. My brother's beating me up for fun, my brother used to think I was a crybaby, so I started to toughen up and not keep asking for it all the time. You know, I guess it's just the way I was conditioned to society, really. Maybe I don't want to be conditioned by society anymore. Maybe I'm fed up with society telling me what to wear, how to think, what to do, why you shouldn't do this and why you should do that. I don't like that. It's just not right. It's almost not very human-like even. A bit mechanical, almost like they want you to follow and become part of the mould. I'll be the one who walks, who stands out, is the one who stands out from the status quo, stands out, and not be part of the sheep. Someone who rebels against all that and say, no, I'm not going to be this, I'm not going to be that. You can take that picture back in the frame. That is not me, you know. It's like people trying to make me something I'm not, and it just, for me, just doesn't work like that, you know. And you know, I have talks with my psychologist when I go to see him every couple of weeks or so. Oh, he gave me my recent new appointment letter for him again. You know, I've also been on this this medication, been searching, which helps with stress, anxiety, and a little bit of OCD, and possibly depression, I think. I did read up about it. And the old negative effects it'll have. And sometimes being on the medication just makes you feel like, almost like you're a robot, almost like, well, I mean, you do have emotion, but it's almost like it controls your emotions, like, it makes what part of you happy and the rest completely neutral. Because it makes more serotonin or dopamine released in the brain from the thyroid and all that around this part here. Goes up the brain, and, you know, and all that, and helps release all the feel-good chemicals and stuff in your brain and body. I don't know, I guess people could call that conditioning or behaviour modification. I don't know what you guys or girls think of that. I mean, I'm not saying I agree being medicated, and I know some of you may or may not agree being medicated. You know, everyone's going to have a this is the sort of thing that psychiatry would be going on about when it came down to ADHD and being read by the ADA, or was it APA? Yeah, that's the one. ADHD and all that. Not that I have ADHD, but for me it'd be Asperger's and possibly OCD. Probably also a mixture of dyscalculia, and then there's the sort of like anxiety and depressive disorder thing coupled with it. I don't know if that's really real or made up, just like ADHD, you know, because they're trying to promote more drugs to people to take it. You know, it's a booming industry, being the psychiatric industry and all that's bad. It's bad. But the medication, back then 2 years ago, I was going through a crisis, and it helped. It helped, you know. Maybe I don't need it as much as I do now. At some point, I'm not going to be on it forever. At some point, I'm going to come off it. I do want to come off it, but when the time is right, in my own time, one step at a time, as it were. And I don't know if I feel like the medication in some ways stops me from thinking properly, or maybe not as clearly as I would have liked to have thought. Almost like it's unnatural, and the times when it does feel natural, I have to admit, the times when it does feel natural, you know. Maybe I suddenly realise, you know, I get a natural high from being around people, having a laugh with people, you know. Because at some point I wasn't taking the medication for 1 or 2 days, and I was lounging and laughing with people, and I felt like I was on a natural buzz or a natural high, and it felt nice. I felt like I was a human being. You know, I think thinking about a couple of people I was having a laugh with watching Jackpot 24/7 on the TV, making fun of this woman who had the face of that looked like big cheese. Whiff. Yeah, all that. I don't know. She had a white poker face that smelled of cheese. Yeah. Anyway, time's getting on, and I'll call it a day with this one. So please subscribe, rate, comment, whatever would be nice. And I hope to speak to all you guys and girls again soon. So, au revoir.